It's Week 15 of the NFL, where we'll see this team's sure-handed wide receiver. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. We're just moments away from the action, and it's coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9 games. On the other side of the field for our visitors here, whatever promise they had to start the season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
And sometimes when you're in the middle of a losing streak, being on the road is exactly what you want. You can only depend on each other. Let's see if they can use that as fuel in this ball game.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. The numbers for him from a week ago, 23 carries, 81 yards.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
Over the middle, it's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down and 7. Now they'll run on the draw. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The visitors' offense, led by their running back, headed out for the 2nd possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 3rd down and 1. They'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs, so a good start, but a long way to go. And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. And it looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw again. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw again. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 14 upcoming. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll set up a throw. Wide open receiver complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want it to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Back to throw here. Toward the sideline, intercepted. And now look at him go. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM that always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now back to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll look to throw here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up second down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. In motion goes the tight end. Back to throw now on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Head coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in week 12. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. He'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, third down. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they stop him short of the 1st as he can only get to the 20. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They'll set up to throw. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The offense back out there at the line ready for their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Second and 9. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They bring their punter out there now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Looking to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 7 yards there and a first down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. 3rd and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That gain on third down, good for 28.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick here is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43. For this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. They'll look to throw. He's got it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 2 yards to go, second down. Now they try the right side here. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And it's caught. Touchdown. From a yard out. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8. They'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. First target, first catch, and a first down. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Back to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. The tight end in motion right. On play action, they'll throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? And that's what you've got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Back to throw again. Oh, and that is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go to the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will close the gap down to 14. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Short completion, just 4 yards, and 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Back now here on EA Sports as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. In motion, the tight end. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. This offense so far on third down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. Now back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 59 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well, cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field, but sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to find a little space. He gets this up over the 15 to the 16. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a 1st down. Gotta love that efficiency.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. It's a big play there on 3rd down. 48 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down.
And with the scoreboard against them here in the fourth quarter, this was definitely four-down territory. Really nice job there of finding a way to get open, and a really nice throw. That sets them up with first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll set up to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And his guys are able to make this a close game again.
Well, he is putting in a great all-around game, Charles. He already ran one in for a score, and now they utilize him in the passing game.
And they put a lot of pressure on a defensive coordinator and a defense, don't they? Because they're used to him as a runner. But it turns out he's just as dangerous as some of those receivers, and he showed it right there. You don't pay enough attention to him defensively, he makes you pay.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Well, this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
2nd and 13. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
He'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So they bring out their punter, standing just about on his own goal line. And he'll take it just outside the 40. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 90 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And he is going to have a first down here, and that should be the one that seals a victory. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that not just important in the fact that it widens their lead, but really that was a textbook job of just hanging on to the football.
And we know all the time that coaches talk about time of possession. Sometimes it's a stat that doesn't matter much, but in this drive, it matters a lot. They want to reduce time and score points and lock this game down.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. This is 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill when your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon. There's an incompletion right there.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick six.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only have they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick sixes, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
A lot more was on the line in this one than just defending your home field, CD. They defend their home field against a division rival and get the victory, so this one feels a little extra special.
It has to, right? There's always just a little more emphasis on games like this. Everyone talks about playing each game the exact same way, but you and I both know that is not true. Division rivals, you want to take care of business not just at home, but against a team that you really don't like very much too.
So for the home team here, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.